Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Norn9 Var Commons. We are still on Natsuhiko and Mikoto's route. We are on a ship now with Natsuhiko and Setsu, and they're showing Mikoto what a war zone is like. And Mikoto decided to put up a barrier over this town, and Natsuhiko is going to try to shoot down all of the enemy ships that belong to Shiro here. Apparently this is going to be quite a strain on Mikoto though, so we'll see how long she holds out, if she can hold out till the end or not. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. Much as it pained me, I could tell how many of them there were just from the attacks hitting my barriers. Impossible! He is only boasting. There is no way they could destroy all of those ships. His face didn't bear the slightest concern. In fact, he wore a rakish grin on his face. He was having fun.
Hey, you said I get off on abuse, right?
Okay, we'll do it. Wait a minute, I am not keeping this barrier up for half an hour. You get 10 minutes, that is as long as I will hold it for you. Right? He cannot possibly do this, it's impossible, but I have no choice but to trust him. I like these three as a team. Amazing! He really is shooting them down one after another. He may actually be able to save this town after all. 15 minutes. That is all the time it took for him to destroy every one of Shiroyuika's aircraft. I doubt there were pushovers either, and there were so many of them too. I guess that means this Natsuhiko character is not too shabby at this himself. Were I by myself, I would not have been able to save that town. I ought to thank him. Wait. Why am I feeling so happy about this? If he is good, it is a bigger problem for me. Once this is all over, we will return to being enemies again. Man, Miss Princess isn't waking up for nothing. Maybe she used up all her powers. Seeing her like this, you'd think she's just a normal girl. You wouldn't think she's got that super amazing barrier power. As long as we've got her, we might actually be able to do something about Shiroyuika. Oh, but that's only if she decides to keep helping us. Given how she's utterly terrified of you, she might just try to run away someday. Even if she doesn't run away, she might get so weak she plain withers up and dies. I ever tell you I had a pet parakeet once? It was named P. We had to move and it couldn't adjust to the new environment. One day it just croaked. Oh, that's sad. Why'd you have to tell that story? I really don't like hearing stories about animals dying or getting hurt. She kinda reminds me of P. Aww.
Would you please shut up? That woman is more of a pain to deal with when she's awake.
Oh, I get it. You want her to sleep because she worked so hard. That's what you really mean, right? Gotcha. He's got your number. Is it morning already? I remember going to battle and helping to shoot down those ships, but then what happened? I think we managed to save the town, but I cannot recall anything that happened afterwards. What? Isn't that one of Shiroyuika's things? Good morning, Lady Mikoto. Your meal has been prepared. Because you do not seem completely well yet, we selected a mild plum porridge for you. Lady Mikoto.
What the? Natsuhiko, did you do something lewd and inappropriate to Miss Princess again?
He keeps busting in here blushing when he thinks something's going on. He really wants to see some action, doesn't he? Ouch! Damn, that's hot. It's super hot. Did she just dump scalding porridge on me? Wow, what did I ever do to deserve that present? Oh, he's actually mad. I thought you liked the little pain, Setsu. What is that? That enormous monstrosity? And what is it doing in my room?
It's a maid robot.
A maid robot? The creature, device, thing stood taller than any man I had ever seen. It stared coldly down at me.
This is a special version, capable of handling any chores in a typical person's household. Not only that, it is durable enough to withstand a direct hit from a tank, and is programmed to protect its master at all costs, even should that require it to self-destruct.
He sounded very pleased with himself as he rattled off that list of nonsense. Self-destruct? In other words, this thing can blow itself up.
Yes, if necessary, it can explode with enough force to destroy a tank or two.
More things that explode. I do not know if my heart could take having that thing near me. You must have foisted it on me because you are tired of caring for me yourself. Admit it.
No, I didn't do that. I just...
Well, I wish you did not have to take care of me either, but that is no reason for you to send this hulking, terrifying... I cannot take it anymore. Get out! Just get out, now! I can't stand this awful place. I want to leave right now. I want to return to the ship and everyone else. I was sad, frightened, and alone. But no matter how I wanted to cry, no tears came. Those beastly men finally left me to myself so that I could cry without anyone witnessing it, but somehow I still couldn't. Who knew it would be this painful, not being able to cry when you wanted to? Everyone. I fell asleep yet again. My body felt leaden. I knew why, too. It was because I had used my powers when I was already in a weakened state. I may very well die like this. Strangely, the thought of death didn't scare me. Maybe it was because I could no longer cry. Or maybe it was because I helped save that town. Doing that may have been enough for me. I wish I could have done more to protect Sakuya and the others, but I guess this was all that I could manage. I'm sorry, Grandfather. I'm sorry. Hyoko? I heard something peep. Carefully, I opened my eyes a small crack. What is this? Something small moved across my sheets. Oh, that's scary. I opened my eyes wide and looked closer. Oh, it's a little white one. Oh, he's so cute. Is that a radio? Hyoko, what is one doing here? Had the others come to get me? For a mere instant, that dreamlike thought danced across my mind. No, that can't be possible. But this really is a Hyoko, right? I had seen several different types of Hyokos aboard the ship, but this one was new to me. It seemed to be carrying a little green board. Why is it so happy? What is this? Words? It says, I am different from the Hyokos aboard the Norn. I was built by Master Natsuhiko. Built? Is it a robot? I don't know if I should read this as Mikoto or try to make a little Hyoko voice. I'm just going to read it as Mikoto. I was created to care for you and attend to your needs. Please let me know if there is anything you require. Oh, this is so cute! Because she was scared of that robot, Natsuhiko made her a cute little Hyoko robot to take care of her because she doesn't want the guys coming around. That is so sweet of him. He built you. Does that mean you are another type of device? Okay, I have to speak like the Hyoko now. Correct. I am an android created to resemble a living creature, run by an AI program. Please eat. I do not feel hungry. I was created for your sake, lady. If you do not eat, I will get in trouble. Master Natsuhiko may even deem me unnecessary and disassemble me. Are you going to blackmail me now, too? I do not want to owe that brute any favors. I need no one to care for me. Leave. I'm sorry. I am afraid I cannot do that. You are obviously exhausted. I am not. I am simply a little tired. I will feel perfectly fine once I have a little rest. I am stronger than I look. Incorrect. You are weaker. What? A truly strong person would not make anyone worry over them. You make everyone worry. Conclusion, you are a very weak person. Weakling. Right now, that one word felt like it completely described everything about me. I bluffed and I boasted, pretending that I could do anything. I thought that by doing that, I could reassure everyone around me. As long as I kept up the act, I kept pretending that everything was all right, then everything really would turn out just fine. Even though I was really a weakling at heart. Tears welled up and quickly spilled over. I had thought that they had all dried up forever, but apparently I was wrong. I hated crying when there were others around, and that meant there was someone who would see them and feel bad. But right now there is only the Hyoko. Hyokos do not count. It is okay to cry now. It was a flimsy excuse, and I knew it, but I let the tears flow.
You are weak, but very proud. Despite your frail state, you still protected a town from attack. You risked your life, using your powers, all to save a town full of strangers. That was a good, noble thing to do. Please eat. More than anything, you must first regain your strength.
Okay. All right, Hyoko. I will. Ow, that's hot. Why did he have to make it ridiculously hot? Because you're the one who said you liked your porridge scalding hot. He's just doing what you asked. Ugh, I think I scalded my tongue. You said scalding hot?
Good, you had me very worried for a minute.
It's nothing. For a little Hyoko, you certainly exaggerate a lot.
Master Natsuhiko is busy with other tasks. I will see to your needs from now on. Please don't run away. If you try to flee, Master Natsuhiko will turn me into scrap parts.
What? Why would I care about a Hyoko or two being thrown away? That is entirely none of my concern. Oh.
Please don't disassemble Hyoko.
What is with that look? It may not be in quite the same way, but this thing is just as vexing as that man. I guess that should not come as a surprise, given that he created it. It greatly irritated me that I had been given what amounted to no choice, but thanks to the good cry I just had, I felt strangely better. A Hyoko, one made by Natsuhiko, no less. Perhaps because it looked like the Hyokos I had known before, I could not be wary of it. Either that, or I was simply looking for something that could make me feel better. What I wanted more than anything was someone that I could trust and lean on by my side. Even though it was just a device, somewhere beneath that Hyoko's aggrandized words, I could tell that it truly had some concern for me. It's a robot, couldn't it just be programmed to seem that way? Days passed. The more time I spent with Hyoko, the more I could feel my strength finally returning to me. Chapter 5. Whoops! One of them got away, Miss Princess. The barrier thing, would you please? Ooh, perfectly done. Cease with the empty flattery, and do your job, you shiftless lackwit. You got it. That makes him happy.
I'm taking us into the clouds. We'll use the cover to swing around behind them. Once we come out, drop your barrier.
You can't be serious. We could never survive an attack by that many enemies at once.
Relax. I don't plan on giving them the chance to attack.
Whoa, that was some strong work, Natsuhiko. With my strength finally returning, I made good on my promise with Natsuhiko and began to help him thwart the advances of Shiroyuiga's army. I had plenty of chances to witness firsthand the terrible things his soldiers were doing to innocent civilians. What Natsuhiko was doing was just and right, of that I had no doubt. By helping him, I felt my own sense of pride and righteousness in what we did grow. No matter how powerful my barriers, I could never confront an entire army on my own. A barbarian he may be, but this is one man who you should never underestimate. I never fought beside someone like this. In fact, it had never occurred to me that someday I would not have to fight alone. Natsuhiko Azuma was in a multitude of ways an incredible person. More than once, I thought we were done for, but he simply smiled that rakish grin of his and flew more deftly than anyone else in the sky. Given how he was prone to doing the impossible himself, he asked equally as much from me. When I told him something could not be done, he would order me to do it anyway. Though his words were terse and blunt, I got the feeling that what he was truly saying was that he knew I could do it and he trusted me. We never actually spoke at length. Time is not a luxury afforded in aerial combat. In truth, that feeling might be a misconception. It is possible that this is all in my head. Maybe I am the only one showing trust, though. I do not have anyone else to trust during battle. Never in my life had I known how comforting and encouraging it could be to have someone standing there during peril ever at my side. As long as I was with him, I felt like I could protect anyone and anything in the world. I had never felt that way about anyone before. Aww. Well, we are still enemies, however. We just happen to share a common goal at the moment. Yes, we were enemies. I knew that from the start, but thinking about it now pained me in ways I could not ignore.
That's it. We're going to pull back now. Keep an eye out for any pursuers.
Aye, aye.
You put up a barrier just in case. Hey. We're still in combat. No dozing off.
I am aware of that. Do not presume to order me around. Just after I was thinking that battle did not afford us the luxury of time, too, I have to pull myself together. I am doing the just and righteous thing. I feel stronger and better than ever, but he just keeps knocking me off my stride. With the battle over, I went to my room and let my body fall onto my bed with a tired flop. The manacles I was clad in when I first arrived had been long removed. I had been given a measure of freedom, but I did not feel like leaving my room. Had I tried, I might have been able to escape, but I had no idea where the ship carrying my friends was. More importantly, I was not certain that escape was the right thing anymore. I am simply tired.
You did well today, lady.
I reached out to the little white Hyoko. Small, soft, and eminently fluffy, it was a very soothing thing to hold. Today was just as scary as every other time. Words I could never make myself say in front of that man easily poured out for the Hyoko. It was not because it was a mere talking device. Despite its formality, I could feel the kindness and care in those words. That is why I spoke to it. And he had that ship flying in loops all over the place again. Ugh, I still feel sick.
Allow me to prepare tea for you, lady. It will help settle your poor stomach.
Thank you. The Hyoko bustled about, making a steaming pot of tea. I took a careful sip. It was hot. And it was bitter, but not so much that it was unpleasant. I finally felt like I could relax. Why do people insist on making terrible things like weapons? I wish those horrid things would disappear from the world forever.
If the battle frightens you, why do you not mention it to Master?
Oh, let's see. What am I supposed to choose? So I'm supposed to say, because people who are suffering need me, so there are limits to our verbal abuse that we can give to Natsuhiko. Because there are people out there who are suffering. If I do not help them, who will? What? Is Natsuhiko listening through this Hyoko? Or is he talking to her through it too?
That is a wonderful sentiment, lady. It speaks very well of you. However, you must not push yourself to the point of exhaustion again.
It is a crime for someone with power and ability to sit around doing nothing. This is something only I can do, therefore I must.
Your barrier power seems very important to you, lady. Convincing you to stop is very difficult.
That it is, but of everyone here, only you are kind enough to actually be concerned about me. Thank you. Oh well. Besides, even if I did not mind airing my concerns and complaints to that man, I doubt he would bother to listen.
Why do you think that?
Just look at him. I have never seen such a stern and stony face. Maybe it is because he spends all his time tinkering with devices. Perhaps he himself is just another fancy device. Not only that, when he speaks to me, he only ever refers to me as woman or you. I have a name. He would do well to use it.
Have you not done the same? I cannot recall a time when you have referred to Master by his name.
That's true, she usually calls him barbarian. Oh, well, in my case it is different. Yeah, she is the captive here. I could never call him by his name. It feels much too awkward and embarrassing. You don't think maybe he feels the same way, even though he's a guy? All he ever does is order me to do this and demand that I do that. I have no obligation to refer to a man like that by name. And that really is all he does. It does not feel like he is treating me like a human at all. Huh. I would not be at all surprised if he thinks of me as just another one of his tools. Simply remembering that perpetually cold and distant look on his face made the thought seem all the more likely. But he was the one to make the Syoko for me, too. That feels contradictory.
What is wrong with you, lady? You seem like you are deep in thought.
Yes, it irritates me that there are important things I do not yet understand.
I understand less about you.
What? What about me is so hard to understand?
Your unpredictable mood swings. Angry one moment, mulling the next. You finally deign to eat, yet nitpick the dishes you are served. I had thought you were a well-bred lady of delicate manners at first, but now...
What? I bolted upright and leveled a glare at the impudent little Hyoko, but it fluttered away.
Allow me to ask a question, lady. Are you still afraid of Master?
What on earth are you talking about? Why would I be afraid of... Oh, right. I do not really need to posture for this little Hyoko, do I? Of course I am. I am terrified of him. He hates me, you know. I have been here how long now? And I still did not know the first thing about him. Since he sent you to me, the only times I ever see him are when he goes off to battle. I am glad that we protect so many people, yes. But it is difficult to see him as anything but a madman when all he does is order me around. We are both fighting with the same goal of saving innocent people in towns. That should have been enough, but... No matter how strong he is, how reassuring it is to have him fighting beside me, he is still my enemy. I must get better, stronger. I must be able to fight entirely on my own. Sheesh, what an irritating little Hyoko. Whatever. Enough, I am tired. I think I will nap until dinner time.
You, wake up. Hey.
What are you doing in here? I told you to stay away from me.
We're going outside, come on.
Outside? Why all of a sudden? Is there another battle?
No.
Then where are we going? A picnic? Is it just the two of us?
Yes.
No, never. That is out of the question. You must be joking. Who knows what this brute would do to me if he ever managed to get me somewhere alone? He might take me up in his ship, only to toss me out of it. He might abandon me in the woods. He could have done either of those at any time. Why would now be different? He's a sadist.
You die here today, woman. If you beg for your life sweetly enough, you may convince me to allow you to live. No, no, that begging is hardly adequate. Cry, scream, beg for your very soul. Huh? What's wrong?
What are are you doing, you silly little Hyoko? Get over here and help me! Cease your peeping! Why are you not speaking properly like you usually do? Anyway, hurry and do something about your tyrant of a master! Why would Hyoko do anything to Natsuhiko? He made it.
When have I ever acted like a tyrant?
Right now! You cannot make me go anywhere!
Are you sure you don't want to? I'm on my way to stage an attack on the Espers.
That's his trick. That's his trick to get her out of here. He's going to attack them! I will allow you to do no such thing!
Then perhaps you should come with me.
The tyrant! Cold-hearted, cold-blooded tyrant! I picked up the Hyoko and hugged it to my chest, but this time its fluffy warmth did nothing to dispel my disgust.
Leave that here.
No! Yeah, I don't think it can talk by itself. I think it's Natsuhiko talking through it.
Whatever.
Hyoko, do you happen to have a weapons cache available? Could you maybe attack that fiendish brute you call a master for me? Would it do that? Oh. Oh, I see. You are going to be a well-behaved little device while he is watching. Psh, built for my sake. What a load of crap. If you were, you would be helping me now.
Please do not worry, lady. Master will do nothing to harm you.
He already is. Did you not hear him threaten the lives of me and my friends? The silent treatment again. Oh, enough of you. Are you truly going to attack the ship?
No. But apparently nothing short of threatening that would have convinced you to join me.
You manipulative, insufferable barbarian! Oh, whatever. Where is it that you felt you had to lie to take me to? Somewhere pretty, apparently. It's nighttime. It looks like a bright and starry night out there.
Be still. You'll get airsick again.
Huh. Does this brute have any respect for a person's dignity at all? Ugh, I hate him so much. Oh.
I warned you. Just sit still or you'll make it worse.
Let's see. I'm supposed to bluff. I am fine. This is nothing. Leave me be.
Jeez, you could probably outstubborn a bolder woman. Here, drink this.
He handed me a thermos. Cautiously, I opened the lid and gave the contents a tentative sniff. It smelled familiar. This is the tea that the Hyoko brewed for me not that long ago. I did not want to owe that man a favor, but there was no denying the tea's efficacy. Pride and nausea battled in my mind, and nausea emerged the victor. I took a sip of the tea. Yes, I will drink your tea, but this does not mean that I have forgotten everything else that you have done to me.
Come up here. Stop being so skittish. I'm not going to do anything to you. We're just going to look at the stars.
Aww. The stars.
Tonight is a full moon. Well, doesn't its brightness and beauty make the stars around it pale in comparison?
Yes, it is beautiful. Even flying this high in the sky, it does not seem like we are anywhere close to it.
Of course not. It's almost 240,000 miles away.
240,000? It supposedly takes a little over 2 weeks to reach America. How long would it take for a person to arrive at the moon?
Why do you want to know?
Because going there is an entertaining thought.
Huh. I never thought I'd hear a woman like you say anything like that.
I dislike being ignorant about things. Someday, I want to visit as many new places as I possibly can.
That hardly sounds like a thought a sheltered little heiress would have.
Well, excuse me. I apologize for not being as refined a person as you took me for. Alright, we gotta cut that video right here. Finally, we're warming up to each other here. It's about time. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that it's been Natsuhiko talking to her through the Hyoko this whole time. That is so cute that he made that for her, though, after she was afraid of the big robot. It was so adorable. Well, I hope to see you in my future videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.